Today we went to visit a traditional ironmonger's as we've got a couple of up and coming projects that we need some nails for, and we didn't quite realise there were that many different types, but there's loads of different types for obviously different applications. It depends what you're doing in your house or for your next DIY task. So Dad knows lots about nails and things like this, so I thought when he came over today that I'd ask him a little bit more, as we had to phone him when we were in the shop to check we got the right ones for the job that's starting here next week. So I'll show you the ones that we bought, and Dad's also going to explain a little bit more about different ones that he uses for different projects.
Right, most people think that nails are nails, but unfortunately there are many different types. So let's have a look what we've got in the toolbox. These are the general standard nail for general carpentry. This is a wire nail, sometimes called a French wire nail. It's got a nice round head on the top. So that's the first sort, general purpose one. The next one is this sort of thing, and this is an oval nail because of the shape of it, and this sinks into the wood quite nicely, and you usually make sure that the head is in line with the grain so it doesn't split it. So those are general ones. Then you get little ones like this, and these are slightly different because they're a round head, and these are called lost head nails, and these are ones which you can use and you can punch them down below the surface and fill them, and so they effectively disappear. So those are general purpose ones. If you go a smaller size than that, then you go into things like this, and these are paddle pins. And this is a large paddle pin. It's about 30 millimeters in length, and they're used for generally light work and carpentry and cabinet making. So those are the main ones we use. The project we're doing next, we need a slightly different nail because this is a little bit of specialist work. So instead of being round, oval or lost head, this time we move to a slightly different shape, and we finish up with one like this. And this is called a cut floor brad. And they're rectangular in shape, so they follow the grain of the wood. They're tapered in shape, and so that once they're knocked in, they actually stay where they're put. One of the common things about nails is just underneath the head there are some little lines going round, and the idea of those is once the nail's been put in, they grip the wood and they then resist coming out again. So nails come in all sorts of sizes, different shapes, and if you really get to bigger work, you have things like this. But again, it's a round head nail, the same as the smaller version we had before. So there are many different types of nails depending upon the work that you're doing. And this is just a selection that I carry with me everywhere I go, so there's no problem.
And also, the bit that I found really interesting was Dad brought over this little book. So when I phoned him up this morning to check which ones we needed, in the little book that you had at home, because that's quite old, isn't it? How long have you had that one for?
This is what I had when I started training, so it's 1960s. And it covers all sorts of tools, the old wooden jack planes, fittings, locks, abrasives, glues, finishes, chemicals we use, different types of timber, different ways they're manufactured, different sections. And if we flick our way through here, we can even find a section which is labelled nails. So there's a wide variety of nails that are available depending on the work you're doing.
Thank you very much, Dad, and you'll be seeing a bit more of the nails over the next few weeks.